Yeah, 15 days.
Okay, so 4 days to the Rumble. It's the 31st of this month. And it took them 15 days to build this. I have no idea. I don't know anything about it, but it looks gigantic. It looks massive. And it took them 15 days to build the arena stadium.
Oh, it kills me because, I mean, you can, I mean, I don't know. They talk about, WWE and their beliefs and all. All I'm going to say is, do you really think it's above the WWE that they just got? I mean, any construction worker, carpenter, electrician, anybody who knows how to put things together and was just like, yeah, we'll give you a few bucks. And they just worked them to death for 2 weeks because, they needed to get it done. It's WWE. They weren't going to push it back.
Right. And they weren't going to change locations either. Like, it was going to happen no matter what. So they made it happen. That's intense. That's a lot. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this because I don't know all the players in the game. And I don't even really know anything about AJ Styles. But I've heard some hearsay on the internet that some people believe that the Royal Rumble will be the end of AJ Styles' career. Like, he's going to retire during the Rumble. I don't know if you've heard about this.
So I know he is also on a retirement run, but I did not assume his last match was, posted yet. I don't think it's gonna be the Royal Rumble, but I mean, dead ass, I could be wrong.
It's definitely not an official thing. It was something where another wrestler whose name I don't know, had posted something about he had talked to AJ or something, and he said that it was going to be his final match, his retirement match, whatever. And then the guy, he had posted that on, like, I think his Instagram story, the other wrestler, and then by the end of the day, he'd taken it down. So, like, who knows? Not the most credible source.
Okay, so I think maybe what people are referring to is it seems like AJ Styles is going up against Gunther and he's putting his career on the line.
Okay, so this is like a storyline thing. This is like a quote-unquote career-ending match.
Just another way for them to try and make people hate Gunther, I suppose, after fucking the John Cena incident, him taking out AJ Styles too. I'm sure everybody's gonna love that. Oh my god.
And then the third and final aspect that I think is interesting about the Rumble coming up is, yes, do you think Jericho is going to show up in it? Do you think?
No, I don't think. I honestly don't. I don't think Jericho's going to go over there. I think Tony Khan's going to throw enough money at him, and he's going to be like, you know what, TK, I like you, kid. I'm going to stay. all in a ploy to, just getting with a little extra scratch, a little more money on the contract. Fucking maybe even a backseat role, right? Like maybe a creative deal or something that just keeps it. But I mean, long story short, I at least hope Jericho's loyal enough to the thing that he helped start that, he's not gonna pull a Cody Rhodes and just fucking say peace out.
Yeah. I don't know. I really, really hope that he does not show up at the Rumble. That would be so sad. I would be devastated. Because I do too. I want him to have loyalty. I want him to stick by AEW's side. I think it would be huge. It would be a really big moment because I feel like a lot of people, the majority of people, like, just assume he is going to go to WWE. I mean, hell, me on the first episode of this podcast, I said that I believe strongly he was just going to go chase after whatever money WWE was going to throw at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, right?
That's what I'm getting at. Like, it's the easy route. It's the path of least resistance forward. So it would be a huge deal for Jericho to stay with, like, the quote-unquote underdog company, the number 2 in wrestling.
Man, what if it was, like, really some truly, like, off-the-wall shit, and he, like, quote-unquote, like, broke the walls down between WWE and AEW? Like, there's like, I don't know, I struggle, because the last time this was, implemented, it went horribly, but, maybe, like, an actual honest-to-God invasion angle. And this is all wishful thinking. Neither company would well, I mean, I don't know. TK is a really chill guy who just likes to watch fun wrestling matches. So, I mean, maybe. But TKO and WWE's brand will absolutely never even humor the thought which is sad. But, Jericho could actually be like the springboard for that. Have him show up on WWE one night, just randomly. Hi, guys. And fucking don't even say anything like really of super importance. Just like, I'm sure you all remember me. Don't worry. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me soon. Okay, bye, guys. And then he just walks off because TV time. But then a couple days later on Dynamite, all of a sudden, he's like, hey, guys. And it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? I mean, it just talk about something to, shake up the whole of wrestling just seemingly out of nowhere. But again, wishful thinking will never happen.
That would break wrestling fans' minds. Like, that would collectively, and probably the internet, at least for like a night or day, at least Twitter. But that'd be amazing. I don't know. I'd love it. I'd love to see it. Like, it would be cool to feel like, because all of the crossovers with the other promotions that AEW does are always fun, and it's always cool to see different wrestlers and see different types of wrestling that I personally may have never, even known of before. So I would love to see a crossover, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it is wishful thinking.
No, I would. Now I'm all excited. It'll never happen. But I could write a good storyline for that. Speaking of storylines, there was a great one between the Death Riders and the non-Callis family. But before I get into that, as far as the matches go, the card read Swerve Strickland as Kevin Knight was the main event. Kenny Omega and Josh Alexander, Samoa Joe, Speedball Bailey, the street fight. We'll talk about that in just a second. Obviously, we got to hear from MJF because he does anything but wrestle. Penelope Ford and Megan Bain made their appearance against the Timeless Love Bombs. FTR versus Alec Pierce and Jordan Oliver, who I will sometimes refer to as Busta and the Brain. Not intentional. I apologize for anybody who gets confused. And then finally, we hear from the Triangle of Madness. Now,
AKA Tekla.
Yeah, all Tekla. Nothing but. I have thoughts about that too. But
I have thoughts. MJF didn't just talk. That was a great moment. I mean, he did just talk, but I love MJF. He's won me back last week and this week. I called it at the end of last Dynamite. I said that Brody King was going to eat MJF for lunch. And basically he did. Fucking, saying that we all know he's a bitch. He's not wrong. But that was another moment that I'm going to call out where Brody King was like, right here, right now. Let's fucking go. Let's fight. I'll take you. And of course, MJF fucking declined. So yes, that was a letdown.
Damn.
It's a letdown on AEW's part and not MJF's, in my opinion, because it is a thing that keeps happening recently. Like, stop giving us this thought that you're just going to do a match right here, right now, and then not doing it. Somebody do it. Anyway, I love MJF. I love Brody King. Good stuff.
It is good stuff. If only MJF would wrestle. But I have thoughts on all these people who are saying that the Death Riders are now faces, all because of this situation with the Don Callis family. I do not know if there was a term for the middle-of-the-road character before Stone Cold when he was dubbed an anti-hero. Sometimes did bad stuff, sometimes did good stuff, but, more or less, generally a just kind of guy. Apparently, tweener is a word of somebody who's not really face, but not really heel either. And if I was to call them anything, it would be that made-up word, because I will not let anybody forget that these people, I don't care what you say, more or less tried to take over AEW and destroy the values of the current AEW heads, which at the time was the Young Bucks, as far as I can tell. And now that, they've just decided to pick on the people that everybody hates, everybody's like, oh yeah, good guys, that's the Death Riders, they're here, they're our heroes now. Wrong. But with all that being said, I love that shit. They're doing great. I love that I'm able to like the gimmick, because now it's just not boring and stupid and fucking John Moxley trying to be all cryptic and shit. And fucking it's nice. And yeah, it makes it even better that they are going after the Don Callis family, because I don't think there's anybody who likes the Don Callis family. There might be people who say that they like people in the Don Callis family, because that's easy to say. Takeshita's fucking awesome. Kyle Fletcher has really grown into an amazing wrestler nowadays. fucking Okada's one of my favorite wrestlers right now, period. But man, fuck Don Callis. So, that was great. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope to really see more interactions between Moxley and Callis himself, given that, Moxley's the leader of the Death Riders, Don Callis, leader of the Don Callis family. I am really trying to see an interaction, more interactions where they're talking to each other, just because I think that's good. But then again, I'd also liked the fact that John Moxley, after his match, just went and stood next to Don Callis at the announcer's table and just kind of stood there, stared off into space for a minute, and then walked away. I think he might have said something, but for the most part, he dead ass just stared into space next to Don Callis, breathed a little bit, and then left.
Looks is so strange.
But it's intimidation, right? Like, I don't gotta say nothing to you. I'll just stand over you and remind you, blah, 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 blah. But he did that all with just, not saying anything, which is fine. But if he's going to be all, dumb and cryptic, get in the ring and have a cryptic battle with the Jackal.
I don't want to see Don Callis, Hot Dog Man, wrestle. We see enough of Callis. I don't also need to see him in shorts or trunks, please. God, no. No, I love the rivalry between the DR and the Callis family. It's going well. It's going good. Things are progressing well. All of the matches have been, this has been the only match so far, but the matches have been fun, but in the promo moments where they've been, intimidating each other so far has been very fun. The street fight overall. I loved that match. It was great. Everybody did really well. And I'm not the biggest Wheeler Yuta fan or anything, but it's that was a really fun match to watch. And it felt like Carnage was my note in the moment. It felt like Carnage. And I kept thinking where was this last week? This was so good. Why couldn't we have done this just 1 week earlier?
Yeah, no, they absolutely should have did that last week. Other than that, a lot happened. There was a lot of really great wrestling from just about everybody. Honestly, it seems like every time I see him wrestle, I get a little more and more impressed with Kevin Knight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the main event. It was the star moment of that entire show. Obviously, it was the final match there. I don't know. There were a couple moments that stood out to me. I think one thing, and I said it last week, but also I will say it again now. Fuck FTR. I hate FTR. That match was okay. The team that they were up against from JCW, but I don't know anything about them. They just seemed like kids against FTR. But my problem is just the World Tag Team Championships have not mattered since Brodito had them and since Hurt Syndicate had them before that. Those, literally, they're supposed to be some of the biggest achievements in our promotion, and they just have not fucking mattered since FTR has had them. Every match that FTR has had and defended them has felt like a throwaway match that was going to end the way we knew it was going to end, and just useless. I don't know. I'm so tired of the men's tag team champions right now, and that entire thing, it's not progressing. There's no, I don't know. It's not giving me what I want. Meanwhile, I do think that there has been a lot of excitement in the women's tag team championships ever since Willow and Harley won. So I feel like it's just strange. FTR bothers me.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I almost just completely glossed over the newest and greatest addition that AEW could have possibly done. Technique by Taz.
So apparently they've done that before. I did not know, but I guess in old AEW, because I saw a lot of people that night being like, it's cool they brought this back and that kind of thing. I think that was awesome. As a newer wrestling fan, I need that information. And I don't know. Once again, just saying, love MJF. That was a moment that really showed me how intricate MJF's wrestling is. And last week I was talking about how he won me back with his match versus Bandito because it was very technical, and I could tell that even though it wasn't as flashy as the style of wrestling that I kind of prefer to enjoy, it was very good wrestling that I was seeing, even if I didn't understand it. Technique by Taz helped me to understand it. And of course, I don't need it to be just MJF close-ups every single time. But
it helps.
No, it was just fun. But I think it would be really nice to see more of that, more technical breakdowns. And I also think now that Taz is back, which we didn't have Taz for all of 2025, which I feel like I feel like it really hurt commentary. But now that he is back, what I would love to hear from him is like a lot more calling the match in the moment, a lot more in the moment. Tell me what I am seeing with my eyes, please, with your words as it's happening. I feel like so often I'm listening to commentary and trying to understand what's going on in front of me, and all I am hearing is promos for upcoming events, talking about a wrestler who is in the ring's past, talking about a rivalry or a match that isn't even happening in the ring right now. Just so many things that don't have to do with what's happening in the moment, and especially not the intricate, technical details of what is happening in the moment. So, bravo technique by Taz. I love that. Want to see more of that.
Big fan as somebody who has been watching wrestling for a long time. It's not because again, like I've been saying it this whole time, MJF's an amazing wrestler when he fucking wrestles, but that was a good example and breakdown of moments to show that he does kind of actually know what he's doing a little bit, maybe.
A little
bitch.
How about Swerve and Kevin Knight? That was fantastic. That was really, really good. I agree with you. Every single time we see Kevin, he just gets better and better. And to me, he's just been so fun to watch. I don't know. I've never seen him put on a bad match since we've been watching.
I don't know how he ended up on, decided on wrestling. He honestly should play basketball with the way he can jump. I imagine he could jump over at least 2/3 of the people in the league right now and not even really try. I could absolutely see him dunking on everybody with his vertical leap. It's insane. I've never seen somebody just flat foot be able to jump as high as he does.
Well, he also did it coast to coast in that match. He went clear across the ring.
Oh,
and it's like the first time we've seen somebody really do that well in a long time. I don't know.
It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, if there was any one person who should be doing that, it's 100% him. I hope he does it more. It's a classic move and underappreciated.
Watching that match, I felt like we were watching maybe not two different generations of wrestling, but it did feel like we were watching like a more seasoned veteran of wrestling sort of work with, and I don't know, not even not put over, because he didn't let him walk all over him at all. It was very much an equal, even matchup, and either one of those men could have won, and it would have been completely fair and justified. But it felt like a little bit of younger and older blood mixed in that moment, and it was cool because I thought to myself, like, we're really watching Kevin Knight, who is like the future of wrestling, in my opinion. Like, if he can continue to do what he's doing, which is amazing, he's going to go far. He's absolutely going to go far. And then we're also looking at Swerve, who has already gone far, but I think still has so much to offer and is teaching this younger generation, or not generation, but this younger crew of wrestlers, I guess, a thing or two. And it's incredible. It was a very much, like, it felt like a match that meant something more than just a scripted TV show. Good Dynamite.
Good Dynamite. It was a super stellar Dynamite. Lots of good wrestling. And it kills me. It's been such a cold past couple of days for the southern part of the United States. We have been dealing with a whole bunch of snow. And fucking Collision was cold as hell, bro. It was all right, because again, the same thing I usually say, that like the wrestling is usually solid. There's so many just good wrestlers on Dynamite, or not on Dynamite, I'm sorry, on AEW as a whole, that it's just, it's hard to really have a bad match in AEW with as much talent as actually in AEW.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it wasn't a whole lot going on. I'll say in regards to you, because I know you like this, there was a fair amount of women's matches that night.
Yeah.
Two incredible wrestlers with Willow and Chris Statlander. Don't know who Isla Dawn is, but I guess Julia Hart pulled up as well.
I guess so, yes. I feel like Collision always has a better mixture. It feels like more of a mix every single time we watch it. More of a mix of both women and men's matches. It feels like a better balance. I feel like Dynamite sometimes, they literally just try to make room for one match. But regardless, it's good to see women on the card. Big Show was on commentary.
He was on commentary, wasn't he?
Yeah. They started the entire Collision. They started the whole show with Tony Schiavone like announcing that Paul White would be there. So that was interesting. I don't think I've ever heard Big Show commentate. So
as far as I know, he's never commentated. But
okay, I wasn't sure if that was new.
I was going to say, maybe at this point, he just decided, I'm not really getting into a whole lot right now, I don't got to worry about bad news sitting at the commentary table. Let me give that a try.
Yeah, tell that to Taz. Double knee replacement Jones over there. But anyway, yet another dope-ass Tekla promo. Oh my god, I did not understand how excited I was going to be for a match between her and Chris Statlander. Not just because it's for the women's championship, which is a huge match and exciting time anytime they fight for that, but because it's just been such a fun build-up. I mean, it's been 3, 4, 5 shows now of these women going back and forth and arguing verbally and just getting more and more angry, and Tekla's getting more and more toxic by the moment, and Tekla's promos have just been so fun. It's been awesome. She's really pulled me in. And I mean, I was a Tekla fan from the moment we saw her. She's been great. Her wrestling is fantastic. But it's so fun to hear her on the mic and see her, I don't know, coming into her own personality-wise.
Well, speaking of fun little promos, random fucking visit from Bam Margera.
Little Bam!
That was kind of cool.
That was dope. That was sick as hell.
God, the man looks rough. I try not to see it when I see him because I know he's been through a lot over these past few years, but damn, Bam looks rough. But I was glad to see him on a skateboard with Darby Allin. That was very fun. I don't know how many people, because I know Tony Hawk's been super cool with Bam. Got him in the remake of Tony Hawk 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Kind of good shit, and feel like Bam needs some friends. And fuck, if I could have a friend like Darby Allin, I probably wouldn't need to do drugs either. I'd just be like, Darbs, let's go jump off a mountain.
The possibilities are endless. Oh, speaking of tag team championships, though, and the tag team division on both sides, fuck the men's again. Nobody knows what's happening with that. But we do have Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor.
That's right.
Coming together for a tag team, and I'm very excited for that. I'm excited for the English ladies to see what they're going to do. I don't know what their tag team name is going to be, but I'm just excited.
All I know is they're going to have matching outfits, because that's the last thing Jamie said before the promo ended. She said, well, I guess we're going to have to get matching outfits.
That's exciting. I hope they're colorful. I hope there's some fun. I don't know. Because Jamie's always doing the fun, colorful 60s, 70s kind of stuff. So I don't know. I hope they lean into that.
See, who's really grown on me? Roderick. I'll just save you the trouble. It's Roderick Strong. He's really grown on me.
Roderick's good.
I don't know. He reminds me of me because I'm kind of a grumpy dude sometimes. And, it's just, I don't know. I like the way he goes. And he's still he's still there. He's still at the party, and just, kind of prefers not to be partying, or maybe by himself. But he's coming around. Orange was out with him at that match. And I have to say, for anybody who doesn't know this, Claudio, I also hated at first, but I learned the man ate a turnbelt buckle, or a turnbuckle post, the metal bit that holds onto the turnbuckles, and knocked out, I want to say, either 2 or 4 of his teeth. It was either just his front teeth or the front teeth and the 2 next to each adjacent tooth. And ever since then, I never questioned why he wrestled with a mouth guard. And I've always just thought, you know what? He's a big guy who does big guy things, and that's dope as hell to me. So, Claudio, you keep rocking on in the free world with your fake teeth. I'm behind you 100%. Roderick, stop being such a tool, but I'm here for it regardless. Keep being a tool if you want to. I'll be behind you as well. I liked that pairing. I liked that match. It was good to see those two.
It was a good match. Roderick is a curmudgeon, but he's a good wrestler. And Claudio, something about him has always annoyed me. And I don't like the big swing. I'm always over the big swing. But other than the big swing, Claudio's a really, really good wrestler. It's hard to find a bad Claudio match either. I don't know. He's a monster. And when he gets, I don't know, his character, for a guy who never says words or really does much else other than wrestle, his character is so brooding and ominous, because he's such a big guy. I don't know. He just does seem like he could kick your ass. And then he shows it. But also, Andrade wrestled and stripped the entire time.
Fuck, that's right.
Man comes out in full pants, full t-shirt, full gloves, starts the match that way, loses the t-shirt somewhere in the midst, loses the gloves, bye-bye, and then takes the time to take his pants off one leg at a time. And now, ever since then, I don't know if you've seen this, but after Collision, he tweeted and asked people if he should wrestle in pants or trunks, and it's been a hot button issue. And I will tell you, the most comments that I saw said, both, please come out in pants and take them into trunks. People apparently really liked it.
All I'm going to say is I'm not for watching any dude strip, but if you are going to do that, if you are going, you might as well, right? Like start in pants, but, right, get you some nice classy snap pants. Party boy style.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess I get you, he's a bit more refined, so he wants to have like nice pants that you actually got to like undo the button and take off that away. Or hear me out, Andrade. You could be cool, come out in pants, hit a big move, right? And then, phew, rip them janks off, you know, in the middle of the ring, fucking, with, you know, the full camera getting the people behind y'all go, ah! You know, as I'm helping you out. AEW, I'm helping y'all out. If y'all just listen to me, I can make y'all a lot of money, but I'm going to need some money too. But yes.
I was about to say, this is free advice. Wait, no.
No, I think if you are gonna, he fucked up. He fucked up. He gave the people something that they really liked one time, and now people want to see it again. So, you know, I say, you know, keep it up. Do both. Maybe you don't have to come out in a full outfit and then take everything off. You know, maybe you might want to consider it just leaving it with the pants and the gloves. You know, maybe.
Maybe.
But I will say, because I know, speaking of terms earlier that I didn't know, I do know a term called jobber. People don't like that term nowadays. They say it's derogatory. I think that's stupid because sometimes there are talents that are just really good at getting people over. Maybe they're not so good at getting themselves over. Al Snow and the Job Squad were a fine example. They were all good wrestlers and they all had great matches, but the Job Squad was just that, a bunch of jobbers. AEW is... very swiftly, as a JCW fan, very swiftly turning, I can't even remember their actual names because I only know them as Busta in the Brain, Alec Price, and Jordan Oliver. Every time I've seen them on TV, they have been getting their asses beat and they look like jobbers. I would appreciate it as a watcher of JCW if they would get a little more, I don't want to say respect, because I do think they're kids. I do think they're very green, you know? So, I mean, I am with that, but like maybe pit them up against some other new people and have them get a win in or something, you know? They're new talent. You just signed them, but you're making them look like jobbers. That annoys the hell out of me.
I think that happens a lot with new people that come over to AEW. Like, if you're not already big and already have your own star power, I don't know. I mean, that is a critique, I think you could say, of AEW's use of new talent and younger talent too. So a lot of times if they're not, like you said, getting themselves over or have already done that, like they're already some sort of large draw, they kind of just get their asses kicked.
Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, that was this week on AEW.